2019 will be a huge year of change in the world of golf, especially for the PGA Tour. A new schedule, social media taking over, and new rules in the world of gambling. Bob went one-on-one with Commissioner Jay Monahan.
Commissioner Monahan, always good to see you. In an age of social dominance, how important do you feel it is for the players to have a presence on social media? And do you guys foster anything with that to have the interaction with the fans?
I think it's critical. It's very important. And you know, our players are all independent contractors. They have their own brands. They have their own networks. So if you go back 5 years ago, we didn't allow a phone on site at our tournaments. You go back a year ago, we didn't allow fans to capture video. And we have put a lot of tools in place that encourage our players to engage fans, engage with them socially, and similarly for players to engage for fans to engage with our players. So I think you're seeing a lot of that represented in the significant growth we've seen with our overall social media profile. I think our players added 10 million followers, up 25% year over year just last year. We've got a social media leaderboard where we're tracking all the players' level of engagements, so they're seeing how they're performing relative to everybody else out here, just like they would look at the FedEx Cup points. And we're doing everything we can to make certain that the social currency you have around these events and this concept of live under par, and this being about more than just being a way of playing, but about being a way of living, that all comes to life through these platforms, really encouraging and inviting our fans forward in that front.
We know that there's some possible changes to the U.S. laws coming, and it might allow for some betting on golf. What's the Tour's position on that, and have you done any groundwork for a possible rollout?
Yeah, we've been looking at that for the last couple of years and done a couple things. One, we have formally launched an integrity program here at the Tour that all of our players, constituents, myself, are bound to. We've also hired Genius Sports to monitor all activity just so we have an understanding of what's happening in the marketplace, particularly the international marketplace. And then we've also joined here in the U.S. the NBA, Major League Baseball, in a coalition to represent our thinking as it relates to the potential regulation of sports betting. And we think that, you know, safe and responsible fan engagement, having a sport that is regulated versus being in the black market that we currently are in, and really understanding what is happening with the consumer, and then ultimately having commercial opportunities as a result of it. Those are the reasons why we support it.
So the integrity of the competition is foremost then?
It always is, and we're a sport that leads with integrity. Our players call penalties on themselves when nobody is looking, and so that will always be first and foremost. We have an incredibly strong brand. This is our 50th year in business as an organization, as the PGA Tour. So I think anything that we do along those lines, we're going to take very seriously, which is why you put the systems in place. We've done it with the integrity program and with Genius Sports. And then you've got to be thoughtful about your participation and your role as it goes forward. Should it be legalized? And that's a decision that's in the Supreme Court right now. But we'll be prepared to do so if it is legalized.
You know, I can't let you go without asking you. The PGA Tour schedule is going to come out for 2019 soon, and of course Canadian golf fans always want to know if the RBC Canadian Open will be getting any kind of a different date. Any update there for us?
Well, I know we've talked about that in the past, and we still have some moving parts on our overall schedule. We just came off the RBC Heritage, had a great event. We'll have another great event here coming up at the RBC Canadian Open, and as you know, RBC is a fantastic partner. So I think when we finalize our schedule, you'll see that the overall schedule is going to get even stronger, and we think every tournament will benefit as a result of it. The specifics of how the schedule works, I can't get into at this point.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Bob. Great to be with you. Thanks for being here.